Hello guys, I'm Jalen, assistant professor at Otis of Art and Design, currently teaching BFA, MFA graphic design.
I'm Eager Zhang. I'm also teaching at Otis College, graphic design program.
So our topic is Born Digital, fresh attempts around typography courses for students today. So actually, as a course, as a case study for Type 1, which is their very beginning classes, and is for sophomore type, for sophomore students. So the first project is called Pushing Pixels, and is a mini warm-up project as their first exercise, and also it takes like 2 weeks long. And we all start from this graded paper.
So this project coming from the early arcade game machine design from the 1970s, we were inspired by that history. And then aside from sharing the historical knowledge, we now invited students to reimagine what makes a letter a letter. And they are literally pushing pixels. A student will be assigned a letter or a number, and then they try to draw the letter face in the grid, ranging from 10 by 10 first, and then slowly to do 9 by 9, 8 by 8, and until 4 by 4, the smallest one in the system, to test out the limit of visual legibility.
So they create this like really beautiful typography wall for the class, and also we're trying to archive it as some kind of collection, and then we're trying to collect the whole alphabet. Um, and here's the result. So it's from 4 by 4 to 10 by 10 from A to Z, and we're trying to assign. So normally there are 30 students per section, so we're trying to assign each student with one letter and one number.
And we also asked students to actually be the judge for each other. So we finally gave them smaller teams in the second round of the class, and they are helping each other to pick the whole alphabet from the whole classwork. So now you can see actually there's 4 until 10, there's 7 different groups of alphabet, and we established this little bit of like type family in the 2 weeks of time with a lot of people's group work. So
Yeah. And later on, we're moving to this called typology project. Normally, we're given 3 projects during the one semester, and that is their final project. So we start with this well-known art piece is 1 and 3 art chairs. So we ask student like actually how typography can make the meaning to one single object. Uh, what about like one written formal statement? What about one picture? How about the tangible experience?
So the word typology coming from the word typology, which is literally means the investigation towards the study of classification. And we use the word type to make this word play to indicate the connection between that and typographic arts. The interesting perspective of archaeology towards the present brings us a lot of ideas when we were preparing for this project. So to be a great graphic designer, we believe you have to be a great observer first to observe the world around us. By investigating the world around us through an alien's eye, we then become the inventors of knowledge and visual information. So we keep asking if we see language as the shape of human thoughts, how do we treat the typography as the type is the shape of the language?
And also, actually, we split the project into 2 parts. So the first one is encyclopedia. The second one is still life. So basically, encyclopedia is a comprehensive reference book that provides information that's a wide range of subjects or detailed knowledge in the specific field. So we're showing this example to students as a really stunning book. It's called the Last Whole Earth Catalog, which is people trying to squeeze all our knowledges into this one single book. And also by starting this project, we're asking people to take a lottery to choose their own typeface that they're gonna work for this project to write the encyclopedia and also their own object. And so they are working on their experimental type to set this encyclopedia. And it's a really interesting work, which is there are some forms made by typography and also to trying to kind of like mimic this tangible experience on this digital screen. And the second part, we're doing the still life, which is we ask students to use type as some kind of wrap or some kind of pattern that kind of like create this like a 3D like statue sculpture thing for the signed object. And also we did some photo shooting.
These fresh attempts in nowadays class indicate our attention towards the change from the industry and how the current students' upbringing experience has shifted from an analog world to a very digital native habitat. Those changes require design educators to decolonize ourselves first from old methodology of teaching and then explore many new ideas, especially around typography for an unconventional grid system.
And also by jumping between like 2D and 3D surfaces, we're kind of attempting to challenge students to think about like type as not only a form, but also a medium that not only exists on the paper and the printed matters. So beginning with this observation of screen-based typography, students kind of like invent their own narrative system that draw from digital narratives and translate them into this tangible experience. So we're trying to expand in these kind of like possibilities of where typography can actually lead today. Well, thank you.